Hello, this is Kyle under Universalism, and if you are watching this video, it is because I have been wrong over and over again. So I'm back at the Universalist topic, and I am a Universalist again. So even though I said before, like a year ago, I guess 11 months ago, that I said I was duped, well, I got meta duped because what I've uncovered, I think, in my opinion, it ends the debate, at least given the way that my argument is set up. I'm not going to talk in this video specifically about the argument for universalism that I give. I'm simply just going to tell people that if you want what I think is the best argument for universalism, go to the link in the description, and there I give what's called the super hell paradox, where I basically show that the very logic of hell itself actually cannot sustain itself eternally, without running into very, very different contradictions. The argument that I have, this argument that I've come up with, would have not been possible without my friend Joseph Coring, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, so there's a friend of mine that we've been talking about this, and there is no way around it. So again, what is it? Well, it's called the super hell paradox, and essentially what I argue is that the logic of hell itself cannot sustain itself. And if that's the case, then eternal damnation or eternal hell, or even the idea of eternal sin, saying no to God forever, is actually impossible. What I mean by impossible is not merely impossible in a metaphysical sense, or merely impossible in, it's not dependent upon any view of human nature. It is simply just that if it is possible for us humans to have union with God, so as long as it's not impossible, right, then union with God is just inevitable, given the semantic decision web in our relationship to God. Now, if you want more details, like Kyle, what are you talking about? It's like, just read my article. And if you read my article and you take your time to understand it, you will clearly see that there is no way that infernalism or annihilationism or any non-universalist view could actually sustain itself. They all collapse. They all logically don't work. So my claim is not merely just a metaphysical claim, but rather literally just by the relation between us and God. Universalism is a logical entailment of just that relation. So yeah, so anyways, if you want to know, like, the argument and how it exactly works, again, go to the description in this video and go to my blog where I lay out the full argument. I also want to keep in mind that this argument that I came up with it's a new kind of argument. So it's not merely an argument from human nature or an argument from God's goodness or any of the sorts. The only real things you have to really accept is, number one, that God can't contradict himself, and number two, that hell is just resistance. And then also, like, the third axiom is just that God is always open to union with us as long as we don't resist him. So it's very basic, like, just plain, like, assumptions about the nature of God and the nature of, our relation to God, that's all you really need for the argument to go through. So I'm not even really relying upon very controversial ideas. I'm just taking the basic tenets of Christianity and just showing that Christianity logically entails universalism. There is no way around it. Again, it's like, Kyle, why do you seem so confident? Well, just read my article if you want to know the argument. But yeah, anyways, I just made this quick little video just to tell people, like, hey, I got meta duped, so I was wrong, and I think, this kind of new perspective that I've discovered has changed my life in various different ways. It's changed my relationship with God in very positive ways. And so I hopefully, for those that are interested, you can read my article and see what you guys think. So anyways, that's all I have to say. God bless.